Hello and welcome to this week's edition of VR Vertigo. Aren't you tired as a VR enthusiast of the constant cries of VR is dead? People telling us all the time VR is dead, and yet signs of life are all around us. Not least of which was this. The Upload VR Showcase for 2026, which gave us an entire plethora of games for VR. That in itself would indicate that VR isn't dead. Oh, I hear you say, it's dying a slow death, and yet new births of VR kit, VR technology, just keep on coming. Let me read from my notes. Qualcomm's Snapdragon Reality Elite announced that the AWE is supposed to be a game changer for VR headset. It's supposed to improve efficiency and give greater graphical fidelity for AR, XR, and VR. In addition, there's a new Meta and Unity partnership that aims to develop VR, XR, and AR as we go on into the future. These are big players with big money. Their eyes are firmly fixed on new technology and the next new horizons. And yet, VR is dead. The Meta Horizon OS expansion is opening its OS to third-party developers. A big move, ensuring the longevity of VR. And yet, VR is dead. And none of what I've said includes the way that VR is quietly seeping into various industries, workplaces, and scientific experiences, let alone the art shows and installation that feature VR as a major part of their exhibitions. And yet, VR is dead. Time and time again, these doom mongers, these naysayers, they tell us that the thing that we are passionate about is dead. And whereas the PSVR 2 from Sony has been rather neglected by its parent company, and we've no news of a Microsoft VR headset, that is true. And it would, if they did announce such a thing, really help the, at least, public perception that VR is alive and thriving. But what we do have, what did cost a lot of money and was still developed against all the odds, against all these people telling us that VR is dead, is the Steam Frame. The newest kid on the block, at least for mass consumers. A VR headset tied to a brand new console, which in turn is tied to the Steam Games Catalogue, the massive Steam Games Catalogue. The massive Steam Games Catalogue that has a section for VR games. The massive Steam Games Catalogue that has a section for VR games, which within it has a section of flat screen games being modded for VR. And yet, apparently, VR is dead. No, VR is still being born. One thing I will give the naysayers, however, is the fact that VR does have its hurdles. The main one being that it involves a headset, and many people just can't be bothered putting a headset on. The very act of gaming is one of convenience for them. Plonk your ass down on a settee, switch on the console, controller in hand, boom, off you go. The fact that you have to wear a headset and cut yourself off from your surroundings is problematic. No, VR isn't dead. And even with all the apparent issues that it has surrounding it, headset comfort, etc., it still remains extant. It's still here. It's still being developed. And for those of us who are champions of the genre, who enjoy the technology, we'll be able to say years down the line, we were there when it all started. And we will reminisce and wax lyrically about how they were a group of people who kept saying VR was dead. And despite all the various niggling issues that VR has surrounding it, it's still being developed for. It's still here. It's not going anywhere. VR isn't dead. It's just getting started. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe and share. It really would help the channel. And until next time, bye-bye.